Drug addiction is a cunning, insidious, and baffling enemy of life. It steals everything. It steals your family, steals your heart, steals your soul, steals your mind. I look back and I said, who was that person?
Victor was very fun, happy, easygoing.
Victor was a normal guy, funny guy, good athlete, good-looking kid, good friend.
My childhood was pretty normal. Nothing to complain about. I was an athlete. I went to college, went to Montclair State myself for a year. From there, I was bodybuilding. Believe it or not, I was go-go dancing. I started doing stand-up comedy in the city. I started doing the celebrity impersonator, John Belushi. But I doubted myself because I wasn't such a great student, felt disconnected from people, didn't really get along with anyone there. And at the same time, I started smoking pot. And I was always an obsessive and compulsive individual. And when that behavior met the drugs, it was a lethal combination. Okay, so this is where I grew up, an upper middle class neighborhood of Nutley, New Jersey. I got along really good with the neighbors, played kickball over there on the street. My dad was a cop, my mom was home all the time. My mentality stopped when I started using drugs, which was at the age of 18. And this is proof that the disease of addiction does not discriminate. When I was 25, I tried coke. That lasted probably 10 years till I was about 35, till I tried heroin. And once I tried heroin, like, that was it. That was the drug.
It was bad, really bad. Victor had told us that his wife at that time was snorting heroin. So I'm like, of course you hear the word heroin, it's a really, really scary drug.
So I was using, and that was all that mattered to me. She had me upset. I didn't want to be over there anymore. I had turned my back on my kids. I would go back there and pick them up and, play daddy once a week or whatever, but I wasn't there for them.
We knew that they were using more than what they were saying they were using. And then basically from that point, it was, we said, let's call Division of Youth and Family Services to get them involved. Because if she's not willing and he's not willing really to get help on their own, they will step in, they'll intervene, they will help them get better.
I went my own way and she went her own way, and the kids got stuck in the middle, and DYFS stepped in and took them, and I didn't even know where they were for like a year or two. I didn't even know where my kids were.
That was sad because the kids couldn't even stay with them. The kids had to go stay with relatives, little Victor and Jenna. We
were in a position where we said, the grandparents couldn't take them, their mom's grandparents couldn't take them, so we were like, they're not gonna go into foster homes. So we said, we have to do this.
My sister stepped up and took my daughter. And my brother stepped up and took my son. I had a nice house, I had nice cars, I had a family, I had kids. I traded all that in for drug addiction. Now I was just carless and homeless and hopeless. And I had a friend who would pick me up and take me to a section of a neighborhood where I knew that there was a Little League baseball field. And I was living in the dugout for a whole summer. Came down here every night. Made myself a little home down here. Had my cigarettes up here, had my dope hidden around, and here's where I fell asleep. Every night. And the sun came up over there in the east, and I'd get up, sit up, look for my dope, call my dealer, see somebody over there walking their dog, and I was okay with it. I was okay with it. That's the worst part. Not that I was in a dugout, but that I was okay with it. Started getting sick, had to call my dealer, had to get up and make some money so that I can stay high and not be sick. This is where addiction took me, to this dugout. It was a little bit scary being in here at night, but that's what I sacrificed for heroin. I copped heroin off of the street for years. mostly in Newark. Was hanging out with someone who was selling it. I saw no hope, had no faith at all. And I said to God, please, I don't know what to do. And God sent the Bloomfield police, pulled me over and arrested me with 4.5 bricks of dope in the car and $3,000. And I was in the back seat of the police car, handcuffed, and I knew that something was going to change, and this was what I prayed for. So I went to jail. I had 2 possessions in that cell, a pair of reading glasses and a Bible. And then I was going to Sunday services in church. 14 months I was in there, and it's just my spirit, man. The spirit came back to me. I'm currently involved in a 12-step recovery process. So I go to the gym, I work out, I try to eat right. That's one aspect of it. The mental aspect of it is addressed in Narcotics Anonymous. I sit here, I know that the grace of God is upon me. I think that I'm clean today because I have the power of choice, man.
Him being really positive, you know, being very active in his recovery, going to meetings. Victor was able to get a job from a very good friend of ours.
We all make mistakes. You know, we all deserve second chances. I gave him the opportunity, and I'm happy to say that he's been doing really well.
I feel like everything is just totally on the upswing, getting much, much better.
I got a beautiful relationship with my kids right now. Life is a challenge, and it's a challenge I want to face. Find enjoyment in it, man, and there's no way for me to manifest the glory of God if I'm using drugs. That's the bottom line.